afternoon.
Good
We'll start
afternoon.
with team news, please. Could you tell us a little bit about Eden Hazard and to what extent he's been able to train with the team this week?
Yeah, he was in the team. He was well prepared by the physios until 2 days ago when he started participating partly in the team. And the last few days, today, yesterday, he was in full commitment with the first team training. So he's available, and that's it.
What's the thought process in your mind about whether you start him or introduce him from the bench? What are the pros and cons of each?
Well, we have to be careful because he has fallen into some injuries recently. To be careful. I'm not sure whether he can play a full 90 minutes yet, so that's we have to consider it in the upcoming hours whether to start or to come in.
Are you a manager who believes that it's best for players when they come back from injury to get a good warm-up and then therefore start the game and come off, or be introduced towards the latter stages?
Well, I don't see on either side a disadvantage. It depends also on the game, on the toughness, the intensity of the game. We'll decide on game day.
Speaking of toughness and intensity, can I ask you about Diego Costa's fitness? What's he been able to do in training this week?
Not much, but he was in yesterday. He was in today, so he will be available as well. Yeah.
Are you aware of
What is permitted?
What impact would a victory against Arsenal this weekend have on the positivity around the dressing room, around the club, around the staff, on everybody here?
Yeah, every win. Everyone knew where we were in December. So far we are unbeaten on one hand. On the other hand, we cannot be fully. I'm not fully satisfied with all the results. Being unbeaten means we have to make the next step and not to drop back in inconsistency. One day good or half a game good, and another way, and the other day less consistent. That's where we have to work at. But I see the players working already many days with a lot of ambition, which is rather normal, but also with confidence. So we hope, and I think we will see another very attractive game on Sunday.
Is this a group of players and a team that will raise itself for a big occasion like this, do you think?
Well, that's a nice verb in English, to raise to the occasion, yes.
In terms of the comments last week when you said about the relegation battle being a reality, do you think that sunk in the minds of the players after you said it so publicly, or have they heard that from you before?
No, we don't talk much about that, but if you go and see the statistics, then you're closer to that line then you are closer to the line where you are in Champions League position. That's the fact. And I'm not a person who likes to deny the facts. Doesn't mean that we're looking down, but we have to look up regarding the standard of this club.
Did that reality become a little more uncomfortable with the drop points last week?
Well, we had to drop points, and before the game I said this: Everton, if you let them play, they can play. And in some occasions, when you analyze the goals, we let them have too much freedom of play, and that's why we conceded, especially the last goal, for instance. But I was very happy with the reaction of the team. It was a narrow escape, but it was good to see that the team, in any minute, any second, even in the dying seconds, didn't want to surrender too easily.
Do you think there's still the mentality here that Chelsea and Arsenal are still direct rivals, even though there is that gap between the two teams in the league?
Not at this moment. Not in this league. Arsenal is doing very well, and they are making a good battle for the first position. And Chelsea is way down under at this moment, reality.
And just the last one, a weekly update on the transfer question, if I can. Has anything presented itself to the club in the window that would be seen as a good opportunity? We read about Pato, we read about others.
Yeah, I said last week, the more open the window is, the more my mouth will be shut.
People outside the club, including Arsene Wenger the other day, have dismissed the idea that you're in a relegation battle. Is that, in a way, part of your job, to give the players a wake-up call in order to make them realise?
No, I think they showed recently, and of course we made these errors, but they showed recently that they are well aware, and where they were last year as a champion, you cannot be this year in a battle for relegation. To avoid relegation, better said.
And is there one area of the pitch, Gus, that you are entirely satisfied with right now?
One area.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time the opposite goal. If the ball rolls in, then I'm very happy.
But up the other end, in your half.
Yeah, that's a little bit concern.
Okay.
And maybe just one final question: is it a surprise to you personally? I mean, especially considering the number of injuries that Arsenal have had this season, is it a surprise to you they are so far ahead of a club like Chelsea?
Which means that they have a very broad selection and a very good squad of players, not just the first 11. But if you have the players replaced by the players who recently played, and you get the successes and the results what they got, then it's very well thought how to make your selection very strong.
Alison.
Right. Do you think this fixture highlights just how far Chelsea have fallen? Because they've always had such a good record against Arsenal that people aren't so convinced this time round that Chelsea will come out victorious.
Yeah, of course, it might be a little bit different than in the past, but I'm convinced that the team tomorrow on Sunday will give it utmost to get the results which have been achieved also in the recent past. But it's a little bit different than in the past, of course.
Yes. Chelsea have just announced that Ivanovic has signed a new one-year contract. How important is Ivanovic to this team?
Yeah, he's important. He's one of the main characters now in this team. He has developed himself as one of the leading persons. I knew him from my spell in Russia as well, where he played central defender in Moscow. Went to Chelsea after that, and has become one of the key members of the first team and also of the squad.
He's had a difficult season so far. He hasn't shown the same form as he showed last season. Do you think he's coming back into form now?
Yeah, I think he is back to where he once was.
And do you always see him as a right back, or do you think you can see him slotting into central?
He can play easily also in the central defense. Yeah, he can play easily there on both positions.
Petr Cech's gloves were delivered to Chelsea.
So you found out, eh? You found out very well.
Were they tampered with at all?
We tried to. I was here. It was late in the afternoon. I don't know. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think when Peter showed up.
Wednesday.
Yeah, well, Peter showed up here. It was nice, nice meet.
Turned up in person.
Yeah, we had a chat. We had a chat here. Almost everyone was gone already. It was late afternoon, and we knew the gloves were here. We tried to hide them, which he did not accept, and also we tried to make them a little bit slippery, but he discovered that also. So no, they were wrongly sent here, and he was here, and I think it was nice. We gave him back, and so. That's the story.
And one transfer you might be prepared to talk about is Papa Djilabodji. He moved away from Chelsea this week. Is he going to play for Chelsea again?
I don't know that. I think he is still under contract with Chelsea. But I think those players, it's important that they make minutes, that they play, and especially. He's gone to a league which I respect and like very much because it's a very intensively played league in a good club. So it's nice to see that he's starting to play now, and we will follow him closely, of course. And you cannot predict what the near future will be. But it's good to get him experienced.
Petr Cech has got his gloves now, and he is in Arsenal's goal. What difference does he make? How many points did he get in the season?
Well, he's doing very well. we see him. Of course, we see him weekly. It's a very good professional, very nice person. But on top of that, he's performing, and I think he is. Even the last game, there were some details where he saved some points. Yeah, very strong performance. Very strong performance.
He is a player that your team and yourself know inside out. Can that help you at all?
Well, what shall I say? How can he help us? Yeah,
But can your knowledge
by having slippery gloves. That's